Police took to the air today to monitor the movements of Extinction Rebellion, who on Sunday night established this campsite in the shadow of the Salisbury Crags, and indeed the Scottish Parliament, their cause once again made clear.
And I'm really glad that Extinction Rebellion have formed because of the climate crisis, and it's scaring me. You know, with all this freak weather going around the world, it's quite heavy. It's quite heavy stuff what's going on. It's sad. It saddens me really. And people just carrying on as normal where I live. It's just business as usual. And James Hansen, the founder who found out about the greenhouse effect, I met him in Nottingham a few years ago and had a chat with him. He was saying, we can't have business as usual.
And it was not business as usual on the Royal Mile as protesters made their way to the campsite at around 11 a.m. on Monday morning. This was more of a surprise than the last demonstration of Northbridge, which had been widely publicised beforehand. They are calling on the Scottish Government to do more in response to what they call a climate crisis and ecological breakdown. Politicians are due to discuss the climate bill in Holyrood this week. Organisers said the camp would see non-violent direct action in Edinburgh, with various workshops and events taking place for those on the Holyrood site. Earlier this year, First Minister Nicola Sturgeon declared a climate emergency, following weeks of strikes by school pupils and protests by Extinction Rebellion in London and Edinburgh. And on June the 4th, 5 activists from the group placed locks around their necks and attached themselves to the Parliament building, with the means of freeing them sent to the leaders of the SNP, Conservatives, Labour, the Scottish Greens and the Liberal Democrats. A recent report by the Committee on Climate Change recommended the UK should aim to be net zero by 2050, with Scotland proposing a target for doing so 5 years earlier. But one veteran activist told me that this target must be slashed to 2025 to attain what protesters here are calling climate justice.
Every year between 2030 and 2050, approximately 250,000 people will die as a result of climate change.
I'm out here today with Extinction Rebellion Scotland and our friends from down south to stand up to the Scottish Government, which will be debating the climate bill this week, which sets out the Scottish Government's targets for carbon neutrality. Currently it's looking like that target will be 2045, but 2045 is ecocide, 2045 is extinction. We are here to take direct action to remind the government of its duty of care to us, its citizens, and to say that it's not good enough. It will be a typical sort of Extinction Rebellion action, peaceful, non-violent. We don't want to go out and do it. We don't want to go out and make anybody's day worse. But if it's the only thing that gets the government to listen to us, to take seriously how big a risk it is to go for 2045, it's not even a risk. We know what the consequences of it will be. And so we need to wake them up. Yeah, that the Scottish Government needs to commit to carbon neutrality by 2025, and they need to install a citizens' assembly to help oversee that change.
In the aftermath of the march, police presence around Parliament remains heightened, and with 4 days of action still anticipated, they will be left searching for where next. Ian McNally, That's TV.